Hi there. I'm going to do a quick video of how to set up an intervention. This is specific to the academic lab check-in, although you could use it for other pieces as well. And I'm making this video in the newer version of EduClimber Early Access. I'll make one in the classic view also, so whatever you're more comfortable with. All I'm going to do in this video is show how to start an intervention for a student, how to start that tracking. After we set up the intervention, then we're going to spend time in these intervention tools actually taking attendance and putting in some scores. This video is just about how to set up, and then I'll do a second one for entering those scores. To start an intervention, you go over to this plus sign and do create intervention. Start by adding the students that are going to be a part of that work. So I would pick Oxford High School and I would add a student. I am suggesting that we do everybody's intervention independently. Like you could put 5 kids in this group if you wanted, and that could be okay. You could stack a few kids into the same intervention since they're all getting academic lab check-ins. The problem is that your kids are going to kind of start and stop those interventions at different times. Some kids you might track for 3 weeks, other ones you might track all the way till the end of the semester. It's okay. You could still put them in one intervention together and end it early for someone, but it starts to get a little bit messy. So for now, for this year, I would suggest creating one intervention for one kid, another intervention for another one. Then you can start and stop it whenever it makes the most sense. Okay, so I have one student here, and that's all I'm going to add for this intervention group. This is a level 3 intervention. Academic lab is a tier 3 support. And the skill area is combined performance. What you guys are trying to do is not just support literacy and math, but you're trying to support all sorts of progress and good outcomes. Then the strategy, you'll see that it shows up. I have to have picked combined performance for these to show up, and I'm doing an academic lab check-in. It's going to suggest a title, but I'm going to switch this to name and then like the last name of the student that's in this. All right, I have to pick when this started. I can backdate to whenever I want. I can end it whenever I want. I'm going to end this in January at the end of the semester. If they end up coming out of it earlier, that's fine. We can change the date later. I'm going to do a weekly schedule and I'm going to meet with them every Monday. I do have to put a start and end time. You don't have to make that accurate. It really doesn't change anything. If you have a specific time you meet with the kid, great. You guys are kind of meeting with them all sorts of different times. So whatever you put in for the start and end time is not really that important, but you do have to put something in. So far I have done the student name, what intervention I'm doing, that it's academic lab check-in, and I've picked the schedule that we started on October 4th and we're going through the semester. Now I have to do a monitoring schedule. What that means is what am I going to use to help monitor whether or not this intervention is going well? So we're going to do 2 monitoring. We're going to monitor failing grades and missing assignments. So I'm going to start with the failing grades. And I'm going to start monitoring that when the intervention started, end at the end of the semester. I think I have to put in a time on this one too. Oops. So I'll just put the same thing that I put before. PM here. Okay. And then I'm going to be monitoring this every week on Mondays. And let's add that. Okay. I do need to go back and I have to go into this monitoring schedule again. I want to add another measure. So we're going to have 2 measures for the students. So measure 1 still over here. Then I'm going to monitor missing assignments as well. All right. Start and end date is right. All right. And this is also going to be once a week. And I've added it. So I have 2 progress monitoring tools in there now, 2 measures. And then this is how often am I going to review. This does is it sends you an email and reminds you, hey, review the student's data. Well, I'm going to be doing that anyways. I don't need this reminder. So this is what I kind of do to trick it. I say monthly. I put in like one time on the first of the month. So I'm going to get 1 email, not constant weekly emails. I hope that makes sense. This review schedule really isn't very important, but you have to put something in. Okay. My intervention is done. I'm going to save it. Okay. So I can go and look at it now by viewing my interventions. I find my intervention group, AL check-in with Weaver. I haven't done any monitoring yet, so we're just here. I can look at progress monitoring. I haven't put any scores in yet, but it's going to be monitoring failing classes and missing assignments. If I need to change dates or anything, I go up to the actual intervention, AL check-in, and I can change the schedule for the students. So this is some spots where I would edit and end early if they're done, and those kind of things. So there's different choices I get. If I look at the full intervention, I get schedules and student details. If I go to the actual KED, I get their progress monitoring information. So that's it for now. I have it started, I have the dates right, and I have what I'm going to progress monitor. And that's how I get an intervention in here. The next video will show then how I track the data.